Good morning, Legacy United. Today is Tuesday morning. It is December 15th already. I am sure that we are all getting down to the wire with our Christmas shopping. I was doing that a little bit this morning and just getting really ready. Christmas is my favorite holiday, so I'm really just excited for my kiddos to open their presents on Christmas morning, and I'm sure you guys are feeling the same way. And if you're feeling the stress of the holiday, just remember to take a deep breath. Everything will work out perfectly, and just enjoy this time with your families. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right into our call. So let me tell you, if you see me looking over at the computer screen, then it is because my laptop won't pull up Zoom this morning for some reason, and I have slides, so I will upload them with this call. So I'm going to read from my slides a little bit today. So as we kick off, this call is going to talk all about vision, leading, and goal setting, because we are ending 2015 and we need to just really be focusing on heading strong into 2016, what our 2016 is going to look like as a team and as individuals, as you as leaders start to grow your own teams as well. Because last year at this time, I was qualifying for elite for my very first time. I had 5 diamonds on our team, and we were at, I believe we were right around 400 people total in Legacy United at this time last year. It's crazy. And I'm going to give you the stats, the current stats right now of our team. So we are Legacy United in the top 100 of all of Team Beachbody, which is pretty stinking cool. We have 2 elite qualifying coaches this year, not including myself. We have 1 premier qualifying coach, which is just like the coolest thing. I have chills saying this. We average 35,000 for our weekly team volume as of now. And we average over like the year average, about 80 new coaches weekly. And we have almost 1,600 coaches on Legacy United. Like crazy. When we were this time 400, and look at that, it has quadrupled. So just having the vision, like I'm talking about, leading by example, even when you have no idea what it is you're doing. You're just following the leader. For me, I followed other coaches, and I still do, who have just already done what it is that I am aspiring to do, and how they lead their team, and just kind of helps me with my direction. Whenever I find myself, or if I think to myself, I don't know what I'm doing, or I feel like I am not moving forward, or I feel like I'm not the best leader that I could be, if those thoughts start to crawl into my head, then I immediately extinguish them. Because so what? None of us know what we're doing before we start. How many of us go to college to get a degree in teaching or nursing or whatever it is? You go into that pretty much blind. You think you're going to like it. You think that's what you want to do, but you set out to work really hard to achieve it and to learn everything you can to be the best in your field. So that's what you need to do with your Team Beachbody, with your business. You are all entrepreneurs, and we all have different goals. Not everyone wants to be top 10. Not everyone wants to be an elite or a premier coach. Not everyone wants the same thing. However, if you're here even to get your Shakeology paid for, or to make an extra car payment each month, or to save up for a vacation, this business needs to be treated as a business. So that's just kind of what we're going to lead into with the vision and the goal setting today. So let me go over here. Oh, and my last little thing on my slide. So all of our current stats in our team, it just says, and that all started with 1 coach. Be mindful of your ripple effect. So believe in yourself. Started with me, a little vision that I got from other people. Like I said, I was watching what they do, and you all have the exact same potential that I had whenever I started. So never discredit that. So we're going to go straight into leading. So leading is just shaping your team culture and mission through vision, innovation, and inspiration. It's moving people emotionally to make that vision a reality. So I did a post yesterday about the question that I get often, not by people on our own team, but other coaches on other teams. It's just been like pounding into my inbox. And it's, how do you get coaches? How do you sign people up on your team? And I really took a little bit of time to stop and think about this, because I don't ever think of the coaches on my team as getting someone. I always set out and I have this vision for anyone who joins my team or I think would make a really great coach. I think about the direction that I could see them going, because I talk to each person and I get to know them. It's not just like, oh, cool, hey, will you sign up on my team, and then send them a link. That's not how it is, and I don't want that to be how you see your business either. I need the vision to happen. You need to paint the picture for your potential coaches. You need to lead, and you need to grow a team. Again, no matter what the pace is that you're setting for your team, you have to have the vision of where it is you want to go, and working with the people who have that vision also. So leading and emotionally, touching them emotionally and helping them to see that this can potentially be so much bigger if you just allow yourself to dream and think past the means where you're at right now. Because remember, you guys, 2.5 years ago, I was sitting in this, this seat. I was over $100,000 in debt. My husband and I were fighting constantly. I didn't know if my marriage was going to survive. He was on deployments way more than he was ever at home. I am a mom of 2 little girls, and my little girls were not in school yet. They were here with me full time because I'm a stay-at-home mom. And we had just moved across the country from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to Gulfport, Mississippi, okay? So when I started my business, I wasn't this perfect life, like all of this, stuff, everything was perfectly in line. I was not someone that no one would look at me and say, oh, she's a great leader. Oh, she's perfect as a Beachbody coach. That was not the person that this is today. So remembering that too, inviting and leading and teaching people just as long as you are going along and you're doing the same steps too. It's so important to create the vision and then work to make that vision a reality. So a few talking points I'm going to go over today. The first one will be mindset, kind of that employee versus the entrepreneur leader mindset. The second will be, you must know yourself to grow yourself. The third, start where you are, okay? Don't start anywhere else. It's all in where you are in your life right now. Number 4 will be inspiring leadership, and number 5 is leaders are proactive and not reactive. Okay, so the first slide that I have over here, it is the boss versus the leader picture. So some of you have probably seen it, where it's like these men pulling this business with the boss sitting on top of the thingy that they're pulling. You'll see it in the slide as you watch it. But he's just like pointing. He's like, go, go, go. But the leader picture and what we do, we are down in the trenches. We are at the front of that pole, and we are taking our team where we need to go. We're there with them. And I am the first one. Like, I don't tell you guys to just go do stuff that I have not already done and am not doing myself. When you hear me say, you need to do your power hour every day, you need to do the 3 vital behaviors every day, you have to hit Success Club every single month. Guess what? I'm doing the exact same things that I'm talking about every single day. I'm hitting Success Club every single month. These are all business building activities that has gotten me from day 1 to now. So a few differences between a boss and a leader, and I really wish that it was more like, instead of the boss, more just like the entrepreneur, but that's okay, the employee leader type deal. The boss drives employees, depends on authority, inspires fear, says I, places blame for the breakdown, knows how it is done, uses people, etc. The leader, we coach. We focus on the goodwill. We generate enthusiasm. We say we. Okay, we are a team. It's not I, it's we. We fix the breakdowns. We show it how it's done. We show, we don't tell. We develop people, give credit, ask, and say, let's go, instead of bosses say, go. So those are just a few of the things that I really took into consideration whenever I was thinking about this, because we as a team, we're a whole, and that's how you should be leading your team as well. So kind of the action step is finding someone who has done what you want to do, achieved what you want to achieve, and stalk them. What have I been saying? How have I built my business? It wasn't going in blind. It wasn't looking at other people's success and trying to reinvent that wheel and try to do it all myself. I use the tools that are given. You know, the curriculums that we have for challenge groups, the curriculums that are available for all of any training group that you could ever really think of creating has probably already been made. And they can all be found in the training curriculums of teamlegacyunited.com. That is our website. If you're a new coach or you've forgotten about our team website, www.teamlegacyunited.com, and the password is anchor, all lowercase letters. So you can go in there, and that is literally the holy grail of our team, of calls, of, you know, finding leaders that you can follow, and inspiring stories and curriculum so you can learn to run your own groups. I, you know, run one group with my new coaches, and then it's time for them to start leading and taking responsibility for their own challenge groups. That's how it goes, and that's just what our passion kind of we have to show and lead in that way. And then coach basics groups. You guys know, like, we don't just sign people up. Again, how do you sign people up? We don't. We take them and we create this solid foundation with them to lead them and say, okay, this is how it's done. You're not just going to sign up and say, okay, good luck. We as a team, we create these trainings and we take them step by step. So you watch what other leaders do. Watch what makes them interesting, intriguing, and successful. If you watch long enough, you will see a pattern, because success leaves clues. Okay, you see my pattern whenever I'm talking consistently about the business every single day. It means that I am recruiting new coaches for my team. When you see me consistently posting about challenge groups and challengers and do you want to lose 5 to 15 pounds in 21 days, those type of posts, it means that I am recruiting for challenge groups. So there is a pattern, and don't think that if you're not catching on to the pattern very quickly that it means that you're a bad coach. First of all, no one is a bad coach at all, unless if you're telling yourself this over and over again and you're not leading and just going and diving in. So we leave these successful clues, but it took me a little while to figure out the pattern and the strategy behind kind of why it is that we post like this. So we're not all over the place with posts. Because really, when you're on social media, you want to make sure that you aren't posting all this random stuff. You don't want to be sharing other people's posts. You want to be authentic and you, talking about your family, your faith, your fitness, you know, what you do for fun, your business. Like, these are just the few areas. I keep politics out, totally, 100%. I don't need drama on my page with any kind of politics. Yes, do I have opinions? Absolutely, but I will not be publicly sharing them. That is a surefire way to start drama on your Facebook page. You know, I'm not going to go off on a rant about, you know, people or how tired I am all the time or how, you know, the driver next to me is terrible or something like that. You're never going to see that on my page, and none of you should have that on your page either. You will instantly start to lose followers, which in turn loses credibility. So being positive, and there's those moments when obviously we are not all 100% chipper every single day. You know, if you're putting out there any type of negativity, like, I am really tired today, but I'm going to drink my E&E and I'm going to push play and I'm doing it anyways. You add that positive spin, and that is what you should be, the actionable steps in your business, just social media wise. Success leaves clues. And get outside of your comfort zone. If you wake up and you don't have tummy tingles about what you have to do that day, you are no longer challenging yourself, which means you are no longer growing. Okay? And that might be a hard pill to swallow. But if you wake up and you're just kind of like, oh, I'm coasting today, or you're kind of at a plateau with your fitness goals, and you're not doing a program, and you haven't signed up a challenger or a coach in a few weeks, you're not doing what you should be doing. And I can tell you that because I have been on both ends of the spectrum where I'm getting those tummy tingles every single day. And then whenever I go a few weeks where I'm like, oh, this is super easy. I'm just coasting through my business and kind of through life. And I know that that's a big red flag. I never want to just be coasting because that's when things can just kind of start to crumble. So I do something to go out of my comfort zone really every single day, whether it's through a private message to someone who I'm nervous to talk to, or I go out of my way to talk about the business opportunity to people, because the only way you're going to get good at it is if you practice it. And practice makes perfect. So you need to practice and repeat. Talking about your story and your why. I talk to myself when I'm putting groceries away. I talk to myself in the mirror just to get comfortable speaking about what it is that I do as a coach, and what it is that we do with this business and challenge groups. So you get better as we go. So go out of that comfort zone. And then number 2, you must know yourself to grow yourself. So really, it takes focus. You have to figure out who you are, because if you are not even sure, then your confidence, there's no confidence behind your posts, behind your words, and people can see right through you. And again, another tough pill to swallow sometimes, but that's when you have to dig into that personal development and take it seriously and say, okay, where do I know I need to grow at? Are you lacking in some serious confidence? Grab the book, I Am That Girl. It's a really great book. I actually have it right here, and it is by Alexis Jones. I know so many people, and I love You Are a Badass. Those are a couple right off the top of my head that are really good for the confidence. But you need to have plans and take action. You can't sulk and I don't know who I am, or I don't know what I want. That's when you take action and you say, okay, well, I need a strategy. Even if it doesn't happen overnight, which it won't, I have to figure out how to know myself in order to grow myself, what it is that you want. Lay out even down to what your favorite colors are, what your favorite food is. Sometimes going back to basics, what magazines do you like to look at? What kind of clothes do you like to wear? What makes you feel good whenever, what makes you feel confident when you look in the mirror? And, your hair, just those types of basics. If you literally write out your favorites of things and the type of person you want to be, if you're not there yet, that can help you to figure out who you are and who you want to become, which in turn will definitely help you grow yourself. Because then once you know yourself, you'll be able to explore options and then choose the direction that you want to go in. So the actionable step is be clear about what you want and why you want it, and then get focused. And I mean laser focus. That means, focusing on uninterrupted work time. This Beachbody business, it should never be treated as a hobby. It should always have, even if it's just your power hour, which is technically all that you truly need. You have to break that down into 15-minute increments where you'll have uninterrupted time to focus on what needs to be done. That's okay. It doesn't have to be one solid straight hour, because I know that can be difficult, especially if you work a full-time job. You're a stay-at-home mom and you're with your kids almost all the time. That can be difficult. So finding it in your time when you can have uninterrupted time to laser focus on what it is you want and why you're going to do it to get to where you want to be. Be your own boss. Remember that you make the rules, you take the action, and you determine the results. Okay? When you step into those shoes, you become a leader, and others are inspired by your conviction and follow suit. That is how you build a team. That is how you create momentum, and that is how you change not only your life, but the lives of countless others. Okay? You start by asking yourself, why did I sign up as a Beachbody coach? Why did I want to become a coach? Why do I want to help people? Why am I passionate about this business? And tap into the whys first, and then start to develop your mission and your purpose from that why. Okay, we say this all the time. Your why is, you did not sign up to be a Beachbody coach because you want to help people. You know, we all say that at first, but then you come in and you start to be mentored by your leader, and you hear, okay, well, that helping people is part of our job description. The why is your personal, gut-wrenching, this business has to work for me because I need to get out of debt. And it's okay to say the monetary things. It took me a while to feel comfortable even saying, oh my goodness, I need to make money. Okay, we all have to have money. That's why we all work for a living. This is a job. So your paychecks and the money that you make with Beachbody will always be a direct reflection of how many people's lives you really are changing, how many challengers you have in your challenge groups, how many coaches sign up to be on your team and then start their own businesses. It's that ripple effect. So being okay and getting comfortable with talking about the fact that, yes, you need to make a living. For me, the only solution for my problem, it was always boiling down to that pit in my stomach because we were maxed out on credit cards 2.5 years ago. We were in severe debt thinking of filing bankruptcy. So that was like the root of all evil. And then my husband and I, like, that was why we were fighting. So my reason was, I don't want my kids to ever be in the situation that we're in. I don't want them to have to want to do dance classes or ballet or soccer and us constantly saying, no, we can't afford that. That was not going to be an option. I didn't want my marriage to crumble over financial stress. So these were all whys, and that is my story. And that's how and why I have built the organization that I have, because of the belief that I've created in myself and taking those action steps to develop my mission and purpose. All right, number 3, start where you are and don't play the comparison game. I'm going to repeat this and look at my lips move. Don't play the comparison game. We all do it sometimes, but the second you feel yourself comparing in a negative way with another coach you see on social media, somebody else rank advanced and they started their business after you did, or somebody else hit Success Club 40 and you barely rocked out Success Club 8, or whatever it is, okay? Know, first of all, that everyone's life is so completely different. Because that person who is rocking out Success Club 40 or rank advancing to 15-star diamond, they might have 20 hours a day to themselves to work their business. Or they might just already have created a huge following from something that they've previously done before they started their business. Or they just have that knack of how to do it a little bit better than some of us others who are learning how to lead. Okay? Everyone's circumstances are so much different. But it does boil down to the hours you have and how much time you are willing to spend working on yourself and creating new leaders on your team, which means that you do have to work. So you want to go, elite, you want to be an elite coach, it takes work, it takes diligence, and it takes time. But it is more than doable as long as you are putting in the effort and the work. But if you're a coach who's like, I only have an hour a day to work, or I only want to work an hour a day, then your business will build a little bit slower, but it is going to build because it will be consistent work. So remember that. Prosper where you are planted, jump, and build your wings on the way down. Excuse me, and run your own race. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. And always have that belief in your mind and tell yourself, I can and I will. Your actionable steps. Assess your skills, talents, and natural abilities. Take a look at the resources you have available to you. Google is my favorite. You guys, you know me, I say Google it all the time. If you don't know an answer to a question, type it in Google. That is more than stands true in your business. I built my business on Googling it. I can remember the first couple weeks of my business, I think that I had probably asked Melanie Mitro one too many questions, because I can remember, like, what's the number to coach relations? And, how do I rank advance? Or how do I do this? And she responded back one time and she's like, Google it. And I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Okay. And then I started Googling all of my questions and it was crazy. The answers always popped up. And then list your favorite business building activities. So what is it that you love to do? Go out and do it. Find the passion in yourself. If you love running challenge groups, run 2 challenge groups a month. If you love building the business, if you are passionate, I am passionate about leading and building a business because it takes me further out of my comfort zone every day. I work well out of my comfort zone when I have a stomach ache every day because I am excited to see what I can do next. I like that. So I love to teach the business. I like to run new coach groups. I like to run groups that teach confidence and diligence and how to, just really grow yourself first, and in turn your business will grow. Nothing becomes easy and nothing will happen without a lot of hard work. So figuring out what it is. Maybe you love live classes. You can do fit clubs. Okay, all of these things can be incorporated into your business. And also keeping in mind, and listen to this, you take hardly anything else away from this call. Think of this. This business can be a platform for another road down the road. So another direction. So maybe you one day want to be a speaker, or you want to be like, I don't know, you travel around and I'm just going to say speaker because that's all that comes in, like motivational speaking, or you want to do podcasts someday, or you have this vision of something bigger. Beachbody is like a platform. So it doesn't mean you always have to do Beachbody for the rest of your life. Like next 30 years, you're just going to be a Beachbody coach. That does not have to be what this is all about. This can be a platform for a few years if you know that this is the business you want to grow, and then you can teach it to others. You could write a book. You can, travel and just do different things. So sometimes I think people get stuck with, oh my gosh, do I have to do the 3 vital behaviors every single day for the rest of my life? No, you don't have to, but depending on what path you want to take for this business, think bigger. Okay, this is the gateway to the next step of your life in a few years. I in the goal setting here in just a couple minutes when I switch gears, we'll talk a little bit about that, because you want to have like a 3 to 5 year plan, but then we need to reverse engineer that to say, okay, what do I need to do now to hit my 1 month goals, or my every 6 month goals that will eventually lead to this huge, scary, oh my gosh, that would never happen, but will actually happen if you work for it in the next few years. Because some of us, that drives us and that gets us excited, and others scares the pants off of us, and we're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to shut down, because thinking of what might happen in 5 years, whether it be good, bad, or whatever, sometimes depending on our personalities, that can make us shut down too. So that's why we reverse engineer those big, fun, wouldn't it be crazy cool if this happened in 3 to 5 years, and we break it down so it's not so scary. So by hitting Success Club 5 or Success Club 10 every month for 3 years in a row, you will be building an amazing business. You will earn 6 figures, more than likely. Don't quote me on that, because I don't want any legal action. But if you do the work, yes, this will take you to that position, okay? So keeping that in mind. And then number 4 is inspiring leadership. So the task of leadership is not to put greatness into people, but to elicit it, for the greatness is already there. I love that saying, because we all have the ability to lead. Whether you want to believe in yourself yet or not, whether you already feel like you're the best leader, and if you feel like you're the best leader, knock yourself down a few pegs, because no one is an amazing leader. Even the greatest of great leaders who have been doing this for 30 years, they're all the students, always being the students. So if you guys, as you see me at every event, on every call, like the National Wake Up Calls, I have my notebook. I take notes every single time. At Summit, you see me with my notebook. I'm constantly jotting down what others have to say, because I'm learning. And everything I'm learning, I'm implementing to my team, and I'm breaking it all down. And that is what a leader does. We never stop growing. So knowing that and your actionable steps. So whenever you're looking at leadership, are you managing or inspiring? Okay? You need to be inspiring. There is if you're trying to micromanage your team, you're going to exhaust yourself. You're going to lose people, and you're going to just literally like burn out. So inspiring people and just leading and teaching them to do what it is that you do. Those who do it want it. Those who don't might not. So ignite your enthusiasm, navigate a course of action, paint a picture. You have to have that vision. Invite participation and encourage potential. Those are ways to inspire others to see the bigger picture and what they could potentially be doing with building a business as well. And then last but not least, number 5, be proactive and not reactive. So I really like my slide for this, so you can see it whenever it's uploaded. But reactive leaders need to have and use their own answers. A reactive leader makes decisions by him or herself, pushes for results, reacts to change, teaches a team to expect direction, and so on. Proactive leaders, this is what we want to be, understands the power of and uses the team in solving problems, is coaching oriented, requests that the team members make decisions, shares a vision so compelling that the team wants to move towards it, foresees and influences change, and the list goes on. But, we really want to just always remember that being proactive means that we're not going to be like putting out fires constantly alone. Being proactive means that you're expecting things and you're already resolving a problem before it even arises. So you just kind of naturally grow into that, in my opinion. I started my business and I was totally reactive. Like I didn't even know really the mindset difference at that time. I would be like, oh my gosh, every week, am I going to drop rank? Am I going to, what's going to happen? Oh my gosh, is somebody going to quit? Like that was me being reactive, or someone did quit. Oh my gosh, now what do I do? That's not how I work now. Now I know how to look forward in my business and say, okay, well, this person's Shakeology just shipped and I have 4 weeks, and this person, just ordered a challenge pack. So we're good in this area. So just learning how to navigate and understand the business aspect. And then the actionable steps are start your day with purpose. The big 3. So what are the 3 biggest business building activities that you can do? Encourage your coaches to become independent from you as quickly as possible. Teach them how to use the resources available. Seriously, guys, encouraging leadership, because every single person has it inside of them. Don't handhold. It's only going to make you stress out. Turn off the pings, dings of your cell phone. Turn off the notifications. Don't let your cell phone and your computer run your life. Have your business hours when you check in. Close all distractions when working on your big 3. So your 3 biggest business building activities, which is inviting, talking about the business opportunity, working out, sharing your Shakeology or drinking your Shakeology and sharing about it. Okay, those are so important. And then remember, if you fall into management mode and stop doing the activities that bring you customers and business, your team will follow suit. They duplicate what you do. So remember to be leading by example and showing the way, and knowing that you are a true leader, and true leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. All right, and also, so kind of last before we run into goal setting really quickly, because we have about 7 minutes left. Everyone has a different leadership style and team energy. Reflect on everything you just heard and think about what will work for you and your team. Decide what you need to implement. Ask yourself this: how can I use this? How can I tweak this? How can I apply this to my business? Take ownership for your team. They need and want to hear from you. You need to lead the way. That's why it's so important for you to run challenge groups, for you to run new coach trainings, for you to post in team page, create a team page. Even if you only have one coach on your team, create a little news or create a message feed or create a separate group. You need to show them that you are their leader and have confidence in your leadership ability, but always work on refining them. Remember, if you're not growing, you're dying. Your team is dying, you're going backwards if you're not growing yourself and in return, your team will grow too. And this doesn't mean that it's going to happen overnight. Okay, it doesn't happen overnight. It's seeing and keeping the long-term vision in your mind to move forward, even when the bad things happen. I like the failures that I have had over the last 2.5 years because they have molded me into the person and the coach that I am today. You know, but there are peaks and valleys. This is one of those seasons right now. Christmas time, it is slow, okay? Seriously, get it in your mind now that you have to invite more. You will hear crickets. So if you go into your invites today, say, I'm going to go and invite 10 people today, and I know that no one's going to respond, and I am cool with that. Because on Christmas night, when everybody feels like garbage from being off track since Thanksgiving, who are they going to come to? They are going to see you because you've stayed consistent with your posting on Facebook. You have invited, you have followed up to check in on them, and trust is being built. If you're sitting back and saying, oh, poor me, somebody made fun of me on my Facebook post, or oh, poor me, no one has responded to any of my invites, I guess I'm just going to stop. So I invited 3 people over the last week, but since nobody invited, or since nobody responded, I'm just not going to invite for the next week or 2. You are completely killing yourself because nothing will happen with your business. And I can tell you because I've seen it happen. Last year and the year before at this time, nothing was moving forward at this time. Expect right now, from now until Christmas, expect not to hit success level. Expect no one to purchase anything. Offer some free advice on your Facebook, on your Instagram, whatever it is you use. Blog more if you are a blogger. Invite and just talk to people about, hey, here's a really great recipe that I'm going to make for Christmas or brunch or something. I thought I'd share it with you because I know that you're a busy mom too. Or I know that you work full time, so here's a great crock pot recipe. That could be incorporated into your connections and your invites, guys. Okay, it's not always about, oh, well, nobody wants to join right now. I don't want to join a challenge group right now. I want to stay consistent with whatever it is I'm doing. I am not trying to lose weight. I am going to enjoy a few cookies and pie and whatever it is that I want from now until Christmas. I'm just going to be in that maintain mode, which is where everyone else is too. So keeping that mindset of don't get discouraged. Like, think positive. It's all, success is between the ears. Your mindset is either going to make or break you in every aspect of your life. So set your hours, commit to, being on calls, listening to these calls, set what it is that you need to do because success will not happen if you're just blowing your business off to the side. Okay, I'm going to talk for a second about goal setting and then we will be done. And I want you guys to really know that goal setting is huge. If you don't have a goal board, then what direction are you going in? What do you know what you're working towards from now through the end of next year? And I don't mean that it has to be all business, and it should not be all business. You should have personal goals on your goal board as well, financial goals on your goal board, business goals. So set a goal so big that you can't achieve it until you grow into the person who can. I love that saying. I've used it so many times because it is so true. And I look back on my own business, whenever I've missed some of the big goals that I've set, and then I got down for, a few minutes about it. And I was like, no, I'm not ready to be that person yet. I'm not ready to be in that position yet because I haven't become the person that deserves to be there. So setting goals is the first step to turning the invisible into the visible by Tony Robbins. He said that and I'm like, oh, perfect. You have to goal set. So SMART goal setting is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So these slides actually will help you once you take a look at them. But so whenever I first started my business and someone was like, you need to set goals, I was like, what? I'm a mom and I don't have time to set goals. Like, goals were when I was like in high school and college because I wanted to like make more, got more points or whatever on the volleyball scoreboard. Like, that was my goals, was sports and stuff. So with the business, when my mentor was like, oh, you have to set goals or you won't move forward, I kind of poo-pooed on it at first, and then I was like, wait, okay, well, since she's super successful, I'm going to do what she does. So I set some goals, and I cannot find my first goal board. It's in this stack of crazy papers somewhere, and I've been looking for it for the last few days, but the first one. So I started in May, and I think that I made my goal board in June or July, and I put, okay, I want to help 50 people by December of 2013. That was on there. And I wanted to read one book a month, personal development book, because I am not a reader, and one would be like huge if I actually made it through. And then another was to fill up my Christmas fund so we could pay for Christmas in cash by November of 2013. So I just put on there some of these things, and I think that I put, I think I actually had elite on there. I didn't even know what it meant, but I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to put elite on my goal board. So I had these goals on there that I didn't even really know what I was doing, but I was like, I'm going to do it. So all of a sudden, when I had Success Club on there, so that's a goal. We want to hit Success Club 5 or 10 every single month. So all of a sudden, it started happening. Like I had a date on these goals, and I started noticing something in me started to shift because I was like, they're specific and they're measurable. And since they're broken down, I'm not just focusing on, oh, I want to make $1,000 a week. Like that wasn't attainable at the time. I broke it down and I was like, okay, no, I want to be able to pay for Christmas in cash over a 4 to 5 month period. So that meant that I wanted to save like an extra $100 to $150 a month, which broke down to 2 or 3 challenge packs a month, right? Because we make like $40 to $60 commission on most challenge packs, depending on the price. So once I reverse engineered these goals, they became attainable. And I was like, okay, I can do that. So that would just mean if I could have 1 new challenger a week minimum, then I'm going to move forward, and then I'll be able to hit some of these other goals. And then with reading my personal development, my 1 book a month, I was growing and I was doing more. So it was nuts. Things started to happen and move forward. So keeping in mind that truly goal setting, you're going to have mistakes in goal setting. There's going to be goals that you don't make, which is totally fine because not everything is going to be hit at that date, but you're 1 step closer than you would have been if you didn't set it in the first place. So even for me for this year, my goal board is out in the dining room because I was going to do our call out there on my laptop, but it wasn't working. So basically, so this year I had 15 star diamond on my goal board. I didn't hit it. Am I so sad and I'm crying and I'm a failure and I'm never going to amount to the coach I want to be? No. Okay, guys, I'm okay with it because I know that all of the work that I've put in now, it is paying off. I have an amazing team. I'm going to get to that goal. It just didn't happen by November or October, November, whenever I had it written down. Okay? It'll happen in a few months and whenever my team is ready for it. I am not the person yet who deserves to have a 15 star diamond team. I'm just not there yet, and it's okay. Something else, I missed several goals for this. Top 10. I had top 10 on our goal, on my goal board. Nope, we're top 100, but I'm totally okay with that because I know that we're 1 step closer to that top 10. All right, my focus is helping to develop new leaders on Legacy United. So just keeping in mind that your goals, your actions, your milestones, they take you closer step by step, okay? Your future will be crazy cool if you just continue to set goals. Just having those SMART goals, and then I have on the slides kind of how you can break it down. But I want you to create your goal board for 2016. Use your SMART goals. Do not just sit on your hands with this information that I gave you on the call today. I know that it was a lot. I know we had a couple different topics, but I just want to give you some food for thought because honestly, this business is so worth it. But once you start getting even 1 ounce of negativity going on in your mind, it's going to just start to eat and create more. So your job is to be the best that you can be. So you have to wash and squash those negative thoughts and just continue to tell yourself, I can do this. And that's not easy, but it's worth it. Okay, take action with this information. Take an hour out of your weekend or, you know, your night or something, go to bed a little bit later and say, I'm going to start to goal plan for over the next year. I want to see what it is that I really want to accomplish. And I wish you guys nothing but the best, because I know that you're going to do awesome as long as you do this. And you stop thinking that you're a terrible coach and stop discrediting the 3 vital behaviors, because that is the only way that you are going to continue to grow a significant business, that you will move forward, because you have to hit Success Club. You have to invite every single day, and you have to consistently grow yourself in order to grow your team. So let's go into the last 2 weeks so strong. I posted a post a couple days ago, maybe it was yesterday, but our recruiting numbers have been really low. So I'm going to put everybody's name in a hat who recruits over the next couple weeks. Whoever recruits some coaches, your name is going to go into a hat for some prizes to be drawn. So get some people, keep inviting. It's not impossible. Just know that you have to understand this is how it works. There's ups and downs. So go all in. We will not have a call next Tuesday. Okay, write that down. It's not on our team calendar, but next Tuesday, I'll post a recording of another call, probably the resolution effect, to kind of get your mindset going in the right direction. But it's the week of Christmas. My kids are home. I'm sure most of your kids are home. Just enjoy time with your family. Do your power hour. And just love the life that you have and dream about the one that you're ready to move into. Okay? All right, guys. Have an awesome day.